This is my second time recording this. Men in Black, the original, is the movie I'm reviewing, okay? I've never been a fan of Men in Black. I remember my dad had like this cool kind of DVD case. I don't remember the context of why he put it on or why he showed it to me. There's a lot of movies I'm actually a big fan of that my dad showed me as a kid. Labyrinth and Dark Crystal were one of them. And of course, a lot of the Disney movies and things like that. But there were some random movies that he just kind of showed me, and I'm like, why did you show me this? I don't even remember this. Men in Black was one of them. Men in Black 2, I never saw it until a few years ago. I used to collect VHS tapes and buy movies at like Goodwills and stuff. I saw Men in Black 2. I always wanted to see it because I saw that cool trailer, like the worm. I don't even remember the trailer. I just remember there was a giant worm, and my dad said it sucked, and I watched the trailer somehow. I don't even remember the context of how I saw the trailer. I was too young when the actual movie came out to see it. I was probably like, what, one? I think it was 2004, or was it? I don't even know. Men in Black came out the end of the 90s, so I don't even know. Didn't see Men in Black 3 in the theaters. I tried to watch it several times at home. I don't even remember why I wanted to see it so bad. I guess it's just because everyone was kind of going to go see it because it was kind of a big deal because it's Men in Black and it's like, cool. I don't know. And I didn't see Men in Black International because, like, I really didn't care. I am a fan of Will Smith, his rap career, and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but and Independence Day I own somewhere over there. In fact, let me see if I grab. So yeah, I'm a fan of Will Smith, I guess, maybe. Not really. I don't really care for Will Smith. He's kind of like The Rock to me, except he has a little bit more talent, but like the dude is just not that great of an actor. He doesn't have that much range. He doesn't really have that much. I don't know. I liked him in Spies of Disguise. I liked him in Independence Day. He's good at just playing that cool character that doesn't really have that much about him, but you think he's cool. He has some cool lines, and he's cool. That's really it. Like, he's not a real actor in a way. I mean, he is, because he's actually acting and doing a not bad job at it, but I would just say, like, he's not a great actor. He's okay. People like Will Smith because he's super charismatic. But that's Will Smith, that's Will Smith, it's Will Smith. That's not the movies he's in. It's not his acting. It's just Will Smith. I mean, that's just Will Smith. So it's not really his performances. I mean, I don't know. I do have the Men in Black song on this album that I literally bought this at a thrift shop of all places. Will Smith Big Willie style. Because it had Getting Jiggy with it. Nah, 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 nah. Get jiggy with it. Yeah, that's why I have this. Anyways, enough of the weird, obscure Will Smith things that probably people remember, but not really, and don't care about. Let's talk about something that people care about, because people actually like Men in Black. By the way, I don't have this on 4K, because like on 4K, the trilogy's like $40. I bought this for $13. It's all three movies for $13. $40? 13. I think I'm gonna go with 13. Same thing with Ghostbusters. Like Ghostbusters 1 and 2 is like $40 in a steelbook, and it's like I got this for like $13 with Dark Crystal down here on Blu-ray. So I mean, just say it. I mean, this guy can get in 4K too, but I didn't care. I get things at good deals. That's just how I do it. You can yell at me in the comments later about it. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know how to say this. I don't like Men in Black that much. This movie's pretty much like Ghostbusters for me. I remember watching it as a kid, Didn't actually remember anything about it, but Men in Black is a movie I would say that's not for me. I think Ghostbusters isn't for me. There are parts I like about Ghostbusters. Okay, I have a Slimer in my collection somewhere, and I own the movies for a reason. They're good movies. I review movies objectively, or at least I try to. There are a few reviews where I didn't do that, and I think those are my weaker reviews, honestly. My movie experience is still based on what I like in a way. You know, I don't want to tell you I loved a movie when I didn't. I still put my opinion in there, but I also say, look, this is how I feel about it. If I reviewed Space Jam or Mortal Kombat or Critters, which I did, I was harsh on Critters. I mean, I still gave it a positive review, I guess. I think I gave it like an okay review. Like, it's okay, you know. Those are all things I love, though. I would not tell you, hey, you know what, those movies I like, they're all good. Yeah, they're great. I'm going to give them 10 out of 10 because I like them. I'm entertained by them. No, I can't do that. If I'm going to revisit Aquaman and probably do a review on that, I'm not going to give that movie, like, a good review. And I actually like that movie. I've watched it many times. And I still can tell you right now, it's not a good movie. It's not. Okay? There are things I like that I give good reviews. Okay? But most of the time, I do watch movies to be entertained. I want more out of movies, yes, but sometimes I do throw on movies just to be entertained. And so, you know, I try to view movies objectively, because if I were to tell you Ghostbusters is bad because I don't like it, then then you would probably miss out on a good movie because I gave it a negative review. And again, just because something's not for me does not make it bad. It's good. Same thing with Men in Black. I do think Men in Black has a lot of problems, though. I think this is based on a DC or Marvel comic. I'm not exactly sure what this is based on. I know it's based on a comic, but I can't remember if it's Marvel or DC. I don't really care. I've never read the Men in Black comics. I don't even know if they're even called the Men in Black comics. That's how unaware of this I am. Men in Black is this organization that they take out aliens and then they hide it from the public. It's a secret organization. Okay? And they have this cool pen that, like, oh, you forgot. You didn't see nothing. I like this idea in theory. This movie has a similar plot to Ghostbusters, except it has the edge of this character being recruited. Will Smith's character. He's being recruited by the MIB to be a new agent. I believe Agent K. I don't remember. But, I think it's Agent K and Agent J. I don't remember exactly. I can't remember which one's which. But, you know, Ghostbusters, but what I mean when they're similar premises, they have very similar villains. The villains possess somebody, and they're trying to find their little parts that they need so they can come together and destroy the world. That's what it is. And Ghostbusters is a lot more entertaining because they make it more about this business. Because the Ghostbusters are basically exterminators. It's a slice of life comedy about these exterminators getting into business. And while they're, you know, technically hunting ghosts, it's a metaphor. They're technically exterminators. Let's just all agree on that, okay? Men in Black just takes this. It doesn't have any gut punch to it. first I was a little bit interested. I don't understand why they chose him to be an MIB agent. They didn't really explain that very well. What skills did he possess? And does he just have no connection with people out in the outside world, or what? Why they choose this guy specifically to do it? Because we don't really see any of the other agents in action and what makes them this and that. I don't really get it. I think it could have been explained a little bit better. I also think that a lot of the expedition, like Agent K, Tommy Lee Jones's character, let's just call him that, he tells them, oh, you can't connect with society. And there should have been a more emotional thing about that, like edge taken with that now Will Smith's character might have to shut himself out from society. Like Will Smith could have been an outcast or something. I feel like Will Smith should not have been this role. And I say that because there were different ways you could have taken the script. You could have taken Will Smith out of it, put a character who is kind of an outcast from society and is now being welcomed into this agency because he has good skills and he thinks on his feet. Kind of like something like Spies in Disguise. And we could see something like that. Those two different styles of people working off each other. And also the emotional part of it is that he's an outcast and he's only joined this agency because he's an outcast, right? So then there's that emotional attachment to this character a little bit because you're like, well, okay, he's kind of this outcast. And you could also make it so the other people are like, we don't really want him here, but he wants to do this. Let's let him give him the shot. And it could be like that. And it could be like he gets that partner working with him who's trying to believe in him and help him do this and prove himself to the other members of the agency. But then when he gets in trouble, there's a lot of ways that this could have been better. I just feel like it's boring to me because it's like, okay, but Will Smith isn't a character. He's just playing Will Smith. He's doing a good job at it, but like it's not interesting to me. I find it quite boring, honestly. That's why I don't like Will Smith that much. It's just he's boring. He's great in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I like some of his rap music. Keep in mind some. Independence Day is okay. And Independence Day is a stupid movie, so I guess I'm okay with it there. I also think another problem is, why do they need to use the boop pen that like makes the memory wipe? Because like I get why, but at the same time, a lot of people don't even question stuff. Like there's this one lady in the movie who literally pushes a button. She's like a nurse, pushes a button on this dead body, what she thinks is a dead body, and its face opens up to show a little alien inside. And she's not the least bit freaked out. At the beginning of the movie, Will Smith's character sees a guy climbing on the side of a building, like a skyscraper almost, and he's not the least bit freaked out by this. And there's all kinds of other instances of this with other random people that like the villain Edgar kind of runs into. So like people don't seem that freaked out by these aliens. And there's also one part they're yelling really loudly about secrets in the street. And then there's also another, I mean, that was played off for a joke. Sorry about that. But like it still was on. And then the whole part where he's shaking the bulldog in the middle of the street, you would think they were like going to place and hide them. Like they're not even really trying to make this a secret. Like how is this such a secret? I don't really get it. And it's kind of dumb, right? Because this is a good movie. This is the thing. I think this could have been a good movie, but there isn't a story. There isn't much fun to it. It's kind of an action comedy, but I mean, it's not really that funny. It's just kind of Will Smith saying little snarky lines, which aren't really that funny. Some of them are good, but they're not funny or that memorable or anything like that. And I think that's where this movie just kind of falls apart, is that story and those characters. I mean, if you just want to see Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith play off of each other, they do a good job at that, and that's fine, but like, what else is there to this movie? There's nothing. There's no interesting editing, cinematography, music, pacing. There's no good characters. There's not a good story. There's nothing. There's almost nothing to this movie. It's a cool idea, not executed well at all. Not even put together well. I guarantee the only reason Will Smith was even put in this movie was because of the success of Independence Day, which is fine, but this is not a movie he should have been in. It should have been written differently, and it should have had we should have had a different actor play Will Smith's character in this movie. Someone who could pull off a little bit more nerdy or insecure type of character, and then you could make him less so throughout the majority of the movie, and it keep moving forward. I think that could have been an interesting idea, but it failed. This movie failed. This movie was technically a hit, though. It didn't make money at the box office. They commissioned a sequel, and the only thing I remember about the sequel is I turned it off because there was a lady who showed a little too much boobies for my liking at the age of like 10. In this PG rated movie, I think it's PG. Oh no, PG-13, but whatever. It was still awkward at the age of 10. And that was not the only movie I watched where a character is kind of showing a little too much boobies in a movie that I thought was not intended for me, or thought was intended for me to watch at that age. Wizards. Wizards like is a Ralph Bakshi movie, and like there was like a fairy that like showed boobs. Of course, that movie was made by a guy who made the first X-rated animated movie, and he like showed he was trying to make that movie to show he could make a family movie, but that movie had gore, violence, swearing, very sexual in nature. There's like parts where you can see her boobs. There's metaphors for World War II, like very explicit ones that actually show footage from World War II. It's a very weird kids movie, and do not show it to your kids because it's not a kids movie. I'm sorry, it isn't. Yeah, it's a very weird movie, but I know I'm kind of going off topic, but I just thought that was funny. By the way, how I saw that movie is I went to a yard sale at my uncle's, and he showed me these movies that he gave me for free. The Hobbit, which is another Ralph Bakshi movie, the original one, not the newer ones. This one's animated. And he showed me those and said, oh, I used to watch these as a kid, and I was like, oh, I'll check these out. And I turned on Wizards and immediately turned it off after I saw the lady with the boobs. Like, it was odd. I want to actually revisit it. Like, they're not completely showing, of course, but, like, they're pretty much hard. Like, it's so weird and bizarre. And if you do not know what I'm talking about and this sounds interesting to you and you feel like you have to go see it, I actually do recommend it. It's kind of a weird, trippy movie, and it's kind of cool. It's not at the same time, if that makes sense. I didn't intentionally seek this movie out by any means, but yeah. And neither did I check out Men in Black 2. I don't know. That's enough of me talking about boobs in this family video. I'm just kidding. This video is not intended for families, YouTube.